This isn't my story, it's my mother's. She'd been traveling home to Massachusetts from South Carolina. She stopped at a Scottish Inn hotel for the night, somewhere in Columbia, South Carolina. When she pulled up and got the room from the guy behind the desk, he asked her, "Do you want me to bring over some movies?" In a real cheesy tone. She said no, quite strongly. So, this is one of those motor lodges, laid out in a vertically equal shape with all the cars parked out in front of the rooms. That's when my mother realizes that her room is all the way across the parking lot from the other people's. That weirded her out, but she'd been driving for hours and was too tired to care. So my mother gets into her room. My mother has this odd talent. Sometimes she'll know when something bad's about to go down. I've seen her do things out of the blue that later on proved useful, so I know she can do this. So, when she gets into the room, her radar, as she calls it, started going off. She doesn't know why, but she just felt like she needed to check the window to her room. When she checked it, she realized that there was no lock, and nothing to slide into the windowsill to stop the window from being opened from the outside. Then my mother went to lock the door. There was no lock on the door. It just so happened that she had a broken microwave oven in the trunk of her car, so she brought it into the room and wedged it against the door, then put the chair in the room against the microwave on one side and then bed on the other. So, feeling rather secure in the room, my mother sat down to watch television until she went to sleep. She flipped on the TV and tossed the remote aside. It fell off the bed. A porn movie came on the television. My mother scrambled for the remote, thinking the motherfucker in the office had a raunchy sense of humor. That's when she saw a small dark stain on the carpet, between the wall and the bed. Turning off the television, my mother's eyes tracked up the wall to where there was a small crease in the wallpaper. That's when she realized that the picture hanging on the wall was hanging way too low for anyone to even see it. My mother picked up the painting and looked under it. Under the painting was a place, about the size of someone's head, where the drywall had been caved in completely. Setting the picture down on the ground, my mother followed the stain across the floor, then it disappeared. Grabbing a corner of the bed covers, my mother wrenched them off the bed and looked in horror at the giant brownish stain covering the entirety of the mattress. There was too much of it to be anything but blood. My mother had been driving for 13 hours and she was bone tired. She decided that she paid money for this room and that she was going to sleep in it, come hell or high water. Across the street from the Scottish Inn there was a Kmart and my mother ran over there and bought 2 broomsticks. She measured them up right and then pounded them into the windowsill, where no one would ever be able to open the window again without prying it up. She did the same thing to the window in the bathroom, which also didn't have a lock. Then my mother went out to the car and got her knife, a blade she made herself while working for Gerber Blades. She used the knife to sharpen her second broomstick enough to make a spear out of it. Then, she took the clean sheets from the bed and made a bed on the floor. Something woke her up at about 2 or 3 in the morning. She was awake in time to see a shadow cross her room's window. A moment later, someone tried to open the door to her room, but couldn't for all the stuff she'd piled there. Then, a hand reached around and tried to open the window, couldn't do that either. The shadow left and my mother was beginning fall back asleep, when she heard the bathroom window rattling as well. The son of a bitch was trying to open the bathroom window as well. He didn't get it done. In the morning, she packed her things, left the broomsticks in the window, and motored away.